In today's video, I would like to share with you some tips and tricks for freelancers. If you are a software engineer, either you work for a company and you want to work by yourself, you want to have more freedom, or you are already a software engineer working as a contractor or ideally as a freelancer, because contractor usually you work only for one single company and you are not as free as a freelancer, because freelancer you can have multiple clients. When you are a contractor, sometimes you have to be in the office 3-4 days a week. Freelancer, generally not, or you don't have to. And I believe freelancer is still a better deal. Although you can be a really good, well-paid contractor, and that's totally fine. But in this video, I will be mostly focused on freelancers. So how to be a amazing freelancers? The first, and although we see that everywhere, but that one is true, even though average blog post, average articles, average videos, and so on speak about it. It's about portfolio. You need a portfolio. You have to show what you have done, but not like random projects that are in the field or in the niche of that specific company or companies you want to work for. If you build some random, like 101 projects, such as a shorten URL service, like, those kind of services to shorter a URL, or maybe a text editor or a calculator. Those projects are not interesting. But now, if you build something really specific, like either a feature as a service that your competitor or just the company, not necessarily the competitor of the company you want to work for, but the company you would like to apply to, and they are either doing something similar or they are already doing something like that, or they want to, that's amazing. They want to, like, for instance, you want to apply for a food tech company and now they are having some stores and they want a loyalty program. Loyalty program is kind of simple, but at the same time, it can be very complex. The way you implement it, depending on the app, you have a lot of complexities, especially on apps that are not new, with a bit of tech debt, of course, then, because when it's not new, you easily get, after 1, 2, 3 years, tech debt, legacy code. You will have to work for a certain time. And if you already have experience in there, that's, even though maybe it might not help, the company will like it. Something similar. So a feature, but you have built it as a service for you, so as a standalone service, or the entire service you want to apply for. For instance, Shopify, you are so good in e-commerce, so you have built already a lot of Shopify plugins, then of course it will be easier to work for Shopify. And that's the same for a lot of other companies. If you have already worked for integrations they do offer, it's easier. It is like that, and I understand actually. Same if you want to work for a open source e-commerce software or open source CMS. If you have built already so many CMS, so many plugins, so many themes, and you know so well how the code is, and you know very well the documentation and so on, they will like that. They will really like that, and they will value that quite a lot. You already also know the programming language they use, and that's a big plus. So take that into consideration, because this will be beneficial for you. Portfolio. Second is, of course, a company where for you the product, the mission of the company matters a lot, because that will help for you, for your motivation. And if you like the kind of service, you may learn also from it. If you want to build later on, maybe in a few years, a SaaS, a software as a service, that does what you are about to apply for, it will help you to understand better the what works, what doesn't work, the business model, and you will learn so much before for you building your own service. So it's nice to target something you plan to build in the near future if you are planning to, because it will be really beneficial for you. You will see it will make a whole difference. It will make a huge difference. The third advice I have for you is to surround yourself with other freelancers, software engineers. It doesn't have to be physically. Of course, you can go to some meetups and you have some nomad programs and so on. But maybe you don't want to be a nomad. Maybe you don't want to travel that much, or you just can't for visa restrictions for the moment. And that's completely fine. You can use the internet. You can watch, for instance, podcasts, conferences, courses. I do that all the time. It's also important to apply what you learn. You see here, oh, sorry, that's just the couch. I'm watching an interview right now and I really like it. I mean, I don't really like maybe the people there. I will not mention their name. I mean, they are okay actually. They are inspirational, but what they say is really interesting. But maybe not them, their personality, but what they say. And I think that I think that now I like them better than they used to. Maybe they probably grew up a bit and they think more wisely. And actually, speaking about being wise, that's also something really important. In the business world, as a freelancer, see not only the salary, but maybe if you find a company, of course, that's not really for freelance, but a company that might raise money very soon, apply there. Hopefully you will have equity before your probation. Sometimes it's not the case. Quite often actually it's not the case, but it's not always that case. You can get equity right away. And then you will make a lot of money if they raise a lot of money, if they get acquired by another company. So that's also a really good strategy I would like to suggest you to do. So that's it for this first video about being a freelancer. I wish you all the best and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.